quick reflexes and smooth moves, these pro drivers leave the cops in the dust. It's a perfect mix of speed, strategy, and fun that will keep you hooked from start to finish. Chase ends in arrest. A high-speed chase unfolded on May 11, 2020, involving the Oklahoma Highway Patrol and McLeod Police. Initially spotted westbound on I-40, the driver sped through areas like Midwest City, near Reno and Douglas. Despite a pit maneuver that sent the truck into a barrier, the driver kept going. Covering the chase from both air and ground captured the dramatic end as authorities finally made 2 arrests. Police chase U-turn. A black car suddenly appeared on the scene, prompting a white police car to approach it. In a swift move, the black car executed a U-turn, crossing in front of the police vehicle and heading in the opposite direction. One-wheel stunt. In this thrilling video, a daring biker performs an extended one-wheel stunt, balancing effortlessly as he rides down the road. With impressive control, he keeps the front wheel lifted while speeding forward, showing off his skills in a bold display of balance and precision. Cash-throwing heist. In a wild twist in Los Angeles, a high-speed chase took an unexpected turn as 2 bank robbers decided to shower cash out of their getaway vehicle. After robbing a downtown bank, these so-called philanthropists sped through the suburbs, tossing cash out of their black SUV. While some might see it as a generous act, others suspect it was a clever distraction to cover their escape. As they raced down the streets, the locals were left in disbelief. Was this a criminal act or a bizarre attempt at community giving? Either way, they certainly stirred up excitement in the neighborhood. Breakdancing arrest surprise. After a chaotic police chase that ended with a flawless pit maneuver, the situation took a bizarre turn. As the suspect surrendered and stepped out of his vehicle with his hands up, he chose an unexpected response, breakdancing right there in the middle of the street. It was as if he thought his dance moves might persuade the officers to reconsider the charges against him. Regardless, the police had just instructed him to get down. Perhaps they should have anticipated some unconventional antics. Phone call chase. A man led police on a slow-speed chase down the 118 freeway, casually driving with one hand and texting on his phone. Despite orders from CHP, he refused to comply, even making phone calls while pulled over on the shoulder with a flat tire. Officers, weapons drawn, instructed him to surrender, but the driver continued texting and chatting as if nothing was happening. Eventually, he stepped out of his vehicle, still on the phone, and began walking down the freeway. CHP officers finally rushed in and arrested him, bringing the bizarre pursuit to a peaceful end. Hollywood Mustang chase. 2 men stole a navy blue Ford Mustang and led police on a dangerous chase. They put other drivers at risk while showing little regard for safety. The police exercised extreme restraint as the suspects carelessly dodged through traffic, even passing by a TMZ tour bus, making the chase feel odd. At one point, bystanders even interacted with the suspects. Eventually, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department moved in, and the suspects were arrested without incident. Despite their reckless behavior, the police handled the situation with patience and control. Nighttime bike escape. In a thrilling nighttime chase, a biker evades the police, speeding through the dark. As the sirens wail behind him, he continues to increase his speed, skillfully maneuvering and outpacing the pursuing officers. Incredibly, the rider films the entire escape, capturing every moment of the high-speed chase. Under the cover of night, he successfully evades capture. Brazen car theft. A carjacker stole a truck with a woman inside, hitting speeds of 110 mph during a police chase. The wild ride ended with a crash in the desert, where the suspect took off on foot. But instead of running away, he turned and bizarrely ran straight toward the police, only to steal a police car right under their noses. The chase continued for another 20 minutes before officers finally cornered him and reclaimed their vehicle. Breakdance arrest. After a chaotic police chase, this man stuns everyone by breaking out his dance, leaving officers and onlookers in disbelief. BMW arrest. A car followed by police at 100 mph, running a red light, and the chase is on. Despite a deputy's attempt to pull him over, the driver refuses to stop. Caught on dashcam, he loses control and veers off the road, but when it seems the pursuit is over, it's not. The driver pulls into a gas station, only to be boxed in by deputies. Ordered out of the car, 19-year-old Michael Gonzalez eventually surrenders. Now, he faces charges of fleeing law enforcement with disregard for safety. CHP blocks suspect. A wild pursuit in Englewood takes a surprising turn as CHP uses unorthodox tactics to try to stop a suspect. In holiday traffic, officers pull right in front of the suspect's car, something rarely seen. It seems they may assume that this individual isn't overly dangerous. For now, the idea of a pits maneuver appears to be off the table, as officers repeatedly try to box in the vehicle, a tactic more common outside of California. Meanwhile, the suspect casually fiddles with a Coke bottle, showing little concern for the situation. Officer clings to hood. A wild moment unfolded during a routine traffic stop when a motorist tried to speed away from police. Things took a crazy turn when a driver tried to speed off with a police officer still clinging to the hood of the car. It was a reckless and dangerous move that put the officer's life at serious risk. Thankfully, the driver didn't get far and was eventually caught and sentenced to up to 5 years in prison. Biker's pursuit. This chase seems like it was straight out of a movie. A biker in LA was pushing over 100 miles per hour, blowing through red lights and nearly crashing into an SUV. It's the kind of high-speed pursuit that Los Angeles is known for. But then, he did something that had everyone watching in disbelief. He put his feet up on the seat to show off. Media helicopters buzzed above, capturing every moment of this wild ride. And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, the biker reached a dead end, casually took off his helmet, and popped in his earbuds like it was just another day. Hatchback police chase. In this thrilling video, a hatchback boldly takes on 7 police cars in a wild chase. Officers pursued the speeding vehicle individually, showcasing their intense determination to catch it. Police box car. In Washington, a stolen car made a daring escape from police. Officers responded to a call about a vehicle theft and attempted to box in the car to prevent the suspect from fleeing. However, the driver had other plans. In a shocking twist, he rammed into not 1, but 2 patrol cars before making a swift getaway. Wild chase. This guy is going down the road at 120 miles per hour, weaving in and out of traffic like it's nothing. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol is right on his tail. Then, his car spins out in a full circle, and it looks like it's over. But unbelievably, he recovers and keeps driving like nothing happened. The officers try again and again to take him down, but he somehow stays in control, dodging them each time. You can feel the tension as the chase continues, and the driver refuses to give up, pushing westbound and leaving everyone amazed. G-Wagon's escape. The G-Wagon flips over, but miraculously lands upright on the adjacent road, allowing the driver to escape. Biker films chase. A biker at full speed finds himself in a police chase. As the police close in, he continues to accelerate to escape. Meanwhile, he begins filming the entire pursuit, capturing the police cars chasing him from behind. With the roar of engines and sirens growing louder, the rider seems unfazed, focusing on both escaping and recording his dangerous escapade. Police chase drama. What a wild ride. We're witnessing a police chase with unexpected turns. The suspect is driving, and the police are closing in for a pit maneuver. The officer stays on their tail, trying to match the suspect's movements. The suspect is making sharp turns and is visibly agitated, and there's something unusual in the back of the car, maybe a bike or wheelchair. As the chase continues, tensions arise. Suddenly, the officer deploys a taser while on the run, and the suspect is taken down behind a tree. It's been an intense and unpredictable pursuit. SUV rams sheriff's vehicle. In this video, the driver of an SUV was seen aggressively ramming into a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy's patrol vehicle. The bizarre scene unfolded as the driver repeatedly struck the patrol car, raising alarm among onlookers and law enforcement. This unexpected aggression prompted an immediate response from the deputies, who quickly assessed the situation. Shredded tire pursuit. A car chase unfolds as the suspect attempts to keep driving with a shredded tire, barely holding on. Despite the damaged wheel, the vehicle manages to get back onto the freeway, still moving remarkably well. The pursuit heads onto the 10 eastbound, moving in the opposite direction from where it began, weaving through heavy traffic as the evening commute jams up the freeway. Sports car arrest. A wild scene unfolded as a man in a flashy sports car found himself arrested after a chaotic chase. It all began when he decided to park on the grass and casually got out of his vehicle, completely unaware of the trouble that was about to follow. Police quickly arrived at the scene, but rather than surrendering, the driver chose to be uncooperative, making a desperate attempt to escape. Thankfully, the police were quick on their feet and managed to apprehend him before he could get away. High-speed chase. A driver suspected of catalytic converter theft led California Highway Patrol on a high-speed chase through Ventura County into the San Fernando Valley. The pursuit involved a suspect in a black Toyota Prius speeding on the 101 freeway, even driving onto a dirt embankment after a pit maneuver. Despite the car's rear bumper dangling, the chase continued for several miles. Train escape thwarted. In a wild twist during a high-speed chase in Charlotte, North Carolina, a crafty car thief found a unique escape route when a train crossed his path. Failed pit maneuver chase. A police pursuit filled with failed attempts to stop the suspect continues as officers try to execute pit maneuvers. The suspect heads east, narrowly avoiding capture after a pit maneuver fails once again. The chase intensifies as the suspect takes a sharp right turn on Logan Street. Eventually, the situation takes a turn when the vehicle finally comes to a stop. Officers move in quickly, and the chase concludes as the suspect is forced out of the vehicle and taken into custody. Truck driver stops chase. A wild 2-hour police chase from San Diego to Los Angeles came to an intense end thanks to a quick-thinking truck driver. The suspect, wanted in connection with a murder investigation, had been fleeing police in his pickup, reaching a speed of up to 90 miles per hour. News stations followed the high-speed pursuit for 2 hours as it unfolded live. But just when it seemed the suspect might get away, a truck driver who had been listening to the chase on his radio decided to step in. Bizarre police pursuit. You're about to witness one of the most bizarre police pursuits ever. It involved 2 suspects wanted for armed carjacking, speeding down a Los Angeles highway. But what really makes this chase stand out is the passenger, half of his body hanging out of the window. The guy was literally leaning out of the car, possibly recording the whole thing on his phone. It's not the first time we've seen something this ridiculous, and sadly, it probably won't be the last. Child car thief. In a bizarre and concerning incident in Saginaw County, dashcam footage revealed a police pursuit involving a 10-year-old boy driving a stolen SUV. Camry police pursuit. After a wild 30-minute chase through LA streets, LAPD officers were hot on the trail of a carjacker. It was driven by a woman who refused to give in easily. The pursuit got intense as a spike strip nailed her front tire, visibly deflating it. You would think that would stop her. Nope. She kept hesitating, even as officers, guns drawn, ordered her to surrender. Finally, after some nerve-wracking moments, she stepped out of the car. Onlookers watched as she laid down on the scorching pavement, and officers moved in to cuff her and secure the scene. Parking lot showdown. A tense scene unfolds as a suspect, trapped in a parking spot, violently reverses and rams a Fullerton police cruiser. With only one officer on the scene, the suspect frantically tries to turn the car around, bumping into obstacles. Backup arrives just as the driver manages a daring escape, speeding through the subdivision and narrowly missing a head-on collision with another police car. Officers race after the suspect, who skillfully maneuvers around their vehicles and speeds down Coronet Avenue. High-speed pursuit. A suspect speeds through residential streets in a wild chase, zigzagging through turns and even driving into oncoming lanes. As the pursuit reaches dangerous speeds, the driver comes to a sudden stop. The suspect jumps out and runs but quickly surrenders with hands up outside a random home. CHP officers move in, and the suspect follows commands, lying prone on the ground. The tense chase concludes with a safe arrest, ending a high-stakes pursuit. Biker defies laws. A reckless biker is seen speeding through traffic, dangerously riding against the flow of cars. Weaving between vehicles, the rider ignores the rules, creating a chaotic and hazardous situation on the road. High-speed escape. A biker racing through the night finds himself in a high-speed pursuit with police on his tail. The wail of police sirens and blaring horns grow louder as they close in, but the rider pushes his bike to its limits, accelerating even faster. Skillfully navigating the dark streets, he manages to stay ahead, increasing speed with every second. Van chase chaos. A van thief took police on a wild chase through South LA that lasted a heart-pounding 40 minutes. He dodged every corner like he was in a video game, zooming through red lights without a care in the world. Even after crashing into 6 civilian cars, he just kept going despite the front of his van being wrecked. Spike strips? No problem. They barely slowed him down. Finally, the chase came to an end when he had no tires left. But it wasn't the flat tires that did him in. He slipped on a sidewalk and tumbled. Escape and capture. In a thrilling incident, a woman managed to evade Alabama state troopers by speeding away at high velocity. Her daring escape had everyone on edge as she weaved through traffic, but her freedom was short-lived. Florida Highway Patrol troopers later caught up with her, bringing the chase to an end. This wild pursuit showcases the adrenaline-fueled nature of police chases and the relentless determination of law enforcement to bring suspects to justice. Skateboard getaway fails. This police chase you need to see to believe. It all began with a stolen car. The car crashes. He jumped out of the car, grabbing a skateboard. He bolted across 3 lanes of traffic, hoping his skateboard would be his great escape. But it didn't go as planned. The chase didn't last long, and the suspect was soon back on foot, running from the police. Shopping cart chase. In a bizarre scene, police found themselves in pursuit of a suspect riding a shopping cart. That's right. Onlookers couldn't believe their eyes as officers raced after the cart, turning what should have been a mundane day of shopping into an unforgettable spectacle. Well, that about does it for this video, but don't worry, we got a lot more in store for you. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay updated on any future upload. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye.